Yes, 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 yes. Yes, there it is. The first mix on the board is done. All instruments are on and playing. And I don't know, I'm super happy with this. Super, super happy. Of course, in one or two aspects, it is still a bit awkward to now have two solo logics working kind of against each other. Yeah, I have the solo in the box and I have the solo on the board, and most of the time I get it right, but still sometimes I kind of mess it up. And then as well, yeah, it is a bit. Just sometimes I'm used to when I touch a fader that I see the signal level changing here correspondingly, but it isn't, of course. It's only changing here. But otherwise, I'm very happy. It sounds great. I love the sound of these converters. When I do an analog insert to go into output, it just sounds fantastic. Very, very realistic sound because of the transformers, I guess, in the converters. And I even have some setups where I now use my vocal group, and I do a digital, like an insert from the board. I go through the marquee cue, and then I go back into the board, and then I go into the samling. And guess what? The vocals, they sound great. My headroom setting is a bit off still. I noticed that because my settings on the 1176, the output is always super low, much lower than I'm used to. So I might have to tweak that still. But with other devices, like the mix or my master channel, it works great. But the project that I have here is a production of mine, which makes gain staging actually a bit harder, because if I mix a production from someone else and I have just audio files in the session, I can clip gain them to gain stage better. And I know that this was quite on the hotter side, so I guess I can turn up my headroom a little bit. Then I will run, of course, into the problem that I had with my monitor level being a bit low, and thus my monitor output being a bit reduced. Still a bummer, but I'm thinking about a solution for that. And I will probably have an analog monitor controller in some way incorporated into this system, but I don't know yet on how to do it. Maybe I will replace the monitor controller then altogether and just have the soft keys to, choose the output for it. And then I can use dim and whatnot with the analog controller. Let's see, maybe I even get one with a talkback, because what bums me out about this talkback is when I use it, it does not dim my speakers. So yeah, still some solutions to be found. And then of course there's one error that I did not tell you about, because it's not all success. One thing is that these computers, they run hot, the room gets too warm, and they're much more noisier than in the workshop because I have to run the fan at higher speeds. But I think I have a fix for that. And then there's this third error where one of my MADI streams is not properly in sync. And the weird thing is, now I have 3 MADI streams to go into a computer here, and the second one is always good. But then one day I had it that the first one was bad, and I switched it over to the third and it worked. And then the other day, the third was bad, I switched it over to the first and it worked. Super weird. Maybe there's just dust in there or something. And I should just blow them out, because now the first works again. Super weird. But yeah. More on that later. For now, I'm celebrating my first mix. I will now prepare a second mix that is already a commercial one. And yeah, I hope that very, very soon I can show you a mix on this board with a production of mine so that you can see and hear the board in action again with a full setup. I did a mix in my workshop, but I told you then already that I would want to mix with outboard. And here it is. Looks so nice. I love the lamp. And now I can finally show you something really, really bad that I've been working on for the last few days here in the studio. Now, I started a mix, I took a break and I turned off the system. People say the system was never turned off on broadcast. Well, I turned it off, turned it on again, and now I'm getting all kinds of phantom signals that sound like this. Digital noise. Now here I do get them on the second MADI stream. The first MADI stream might be fine because this here might be just what's coming back through my summing. So if I would turn off my inserts, I'm having no noise. So it's only the second MADI stream. And it is random. I had on one boot, I would have it on the first MADI stream. If I would set it to, let me show it to you on the card. First MADI stream, second MADI stream. One time I would have it on the first. I would put the first and the third. And then it would disappear. Last time I would have it on the, now as well. I have it on the second. And I had it on both as well. Really, really bad. I restarted parts of the system multiple times. No change at all, right? So yeah, also changing the clock. Nothing on my RME. It shows me that it is in sync. And I think that's where the previous owner said they had this. And they bought for 4,000 euros, they bought kind of like a separate syncing device. Now, what I figured is this card here seems to be kind of the problem. And it does have a reset. Let's try and do it together. I was able to fix it 2 times now already. One time it was also with noise. Second times I would just have random clicks and pops. Reset. Now I have to hold it for a little bit to properly reset. I did it once just short and the problem remained. Okay. Let's see. It might be the hardware, and I don't know if I do have a spare of it. I mean, there is one port here, but then I need 2 MADI ports at least. Let's see. Powers back on. And I hope it powers back on quiet. Yeah, my new friend. Put it back here. Oh! We're back. And we're quiet. If I play now, let's see. Okay, still noises. Let me just try this again. Now, my phantom noises disappeared, which is a good start. Let me change the sample rate back and forth. See if that does anything. Because I'm still learning. I'm trying to get you onto the process as well. No. But what that could also be is... Woo! Now, another thing that I was able to do to fix these sort of things is to restart the DSP. And let me do that before I reset the MADI card again, because I'm trying to figure if I learned something here. So DSP is being cleared. Quite an amazing startup process that this whole system runs through, and you're gonna see it now how it looks like if I load a preset and if it loads all the audio connection, because with this mixing preset that is quite a lot, and you're gonna see. Wait for it. Let's go. Yes, more. Woohoo! Yeah, and there it is. Now, I am still having noise. And now if I look here on my total mix, I am. That is the same as before. Let's try the reset again. Go here. Reset it. Now this is of course not a permanent fix. I'm noticing it is not there when I cold start the system. Once the system is warmed up and I start it again, this happens about every time. I think I'm trying to get a new card. Okay, all kinds of noises there, but no fix. No. Okay, I did get it to work now after, I think, 3 more restarts. Not optimal. Thank you, good friend. Not optimal, but I take it. It works. Here we are behind the console, and I don't know if I showed it to you with all the panels on, looking super clean. Woohoo! And it's out for service again. I am tripping the breaker sometimes with the surface as well, so I have another one of these Einschaltstrombegrenzter Inrush current limiter that we are going to install, so I don't have to do the walk of shame to the breaker box. I want to get the headphones going. Tomorrow is the big day. We are going to record a band with it for the first time, and I'm very nervous. This room is getting too warm. Normally would have to have musicians in here as well. But then the other day where I was mixing, it worked actually fine with like breaks. So like if I would shut down the console for half an hour while having a rest. We see. I have the band leader, Konzi, coming in here. Mr. Magic Manfred. We're gonna do some preparation for tomorrow. And then see how this performs. I'm trying to get all the issues fixed. This was one issue. The other issue was with the MADI. I explained it to you earlier. I'm gonna fire up the console today as well, see how it behaves now. I mean, as long as I can fix it with the reset, that's fine. But I think on the long term, I want to get a maybe a spare part. And yeah, otherwise, I ordered a stand for the monitor because I don't know if I really want a television on the wall, because I would still have to look up, and that's not good for the neck. So a friend of mine, I made a video about his ADT console, and he does have an arm with like a movable thingy-majingy, and I want to get that here as well going, and figuring it out right now. I don't know, I will probably drill into the console, but more on that later. More on that later. Right now, let's get a few things installed, get a few things checked, check the headphones, and then we're gonna do it tomorrow. I'm so excited, and I'm gonna show you everything, of course.